Hey, I am Dr. Lee Vickers, author of Bodies of Light, and this is
Cynthia Siegel, and I'm about to become your new favorite psychic.
And we are incredibly excited to talk with you today about your senses. And when your senses, all your senses, and when we're talking, of course, you're being a psychic and your psychic abilities and telepathy and going out of body and astral travel and what it means to activate these senses of you as a limitless being of light.
Activate them, meaning you already have them.
And we're using the word senses because there is an original programming on Netflix right now called Sense8.
Fabulous.
And we're also going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about parts of your brain, about limbic resonance, the part of emotions, and the part that connects a lot of what we're doing, as well as some very deep, deep parts of what you are as a limitless being of light and your psychic abilities that are going to happen as your senses activate. And
exciting.
Yes, it's exciting. And also, why do you not already have these senses? Why are there so many abilities and so much of this psychic phenomenon that people don't experience all the time, like multiple times a day? Why do you think that is?
Let's see. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, you don't know that you have them, which means you wouldn't know you could access them. And more importantly, the higher you bring up your vibration, the easier it is to connect to who you really are. So it's about raising your vibration.
Right. It's totally about raising your vibration. And the only reason that you at home, that any of you would not 100% know that you're a limitless being of light is because your vibration came down that low. And your abilities and capabilities as a limitless being of light decreased to the degree that you stopped them flowing through you.
Chose to stop them?
You chose it. You as a limitless being of light, and this is where we get into karma. So the karma, which are basically blockages that you created over thousands of lifetimes and millions of years, became dark. And since you're a light being, this blockage was a dark spot, kind of like a lump of coal. And this lump of coal, you stopped light and love flowing through it. And the reason you stopped light and love flowing through it is because you felt you were injured, you were upset. So you as this limitless being of light had something happen to you. And then you stopped the flow of you flowing in that situation. So
it's almost like the more times you extend your heart and get hurt in relationship, some people close a little bit each time that happens. It's kind of like that.
Right, it's kind of like that, like what people experience this lifetime. But this really is as what you are. See, you're not this physical body. You are a limitless being of light, having a human experience. And your abilities and capabilities happen as you open up. And the way they've explained this for thousands of years is it's akin to like a lotus, like a 1,000-petal lotus opening up. See, what happens is all those petals are so closed down. And it's so tight, and people, you held it off. And then as you open up each petal towards the light, as you do bodies of light, as you allow the light to flow through you, things open up.
Gently.
So, yeah, gently. And so bodies of light does this in a very gentle way. And the other part is the physical nature of the body just closing down, which is the ego, which is the fight or flight mechanism when you get upset or irritated, like when you're driving through traffic and you're beep, 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 and people doing all this stuff. And all of that is an egoic trigger. And then what that is that's kind of like your body. Think of your body as this big conduit that the light could flow through. And then when your ego gets activated, which is the part on the back of the brain that we test when we go into testing the back of the head, right? When your ego gets activated, that big conduit goes zoom, and it turns into this little teeny straw that hardly anything comes through. See, all of your higher intelligence, all of your highest understanding, all of your divine guidance comes when you're at peace and when you're allowing the guidance and the energy to flow through.
That's so true. It's so easy to be connected when you're finding your own peaceful place inside first. If you're in the middle of mayhem, sometimes you get flashes of information, but to truly be completely connected, you have to be open to receiving. It's like a television. It has to be fully on the station, or all you're going to get is static and maybe a word or two here and there.
Right, and so what we're really delving into here are your senses. And unfortunately, the average human, really light being that's in a human body on this planet, their senses are quite low. They really can't feel that much. And we noticed, looking at Sense 8, this it's by the Wachowskis, right?
Ah, that's why it's so good.
Yeah, and it's that it is, they really delved into what we actually notice in a very average, once you release your dark core, which is the thousands of lifetimes and millions of years of blockages, your senses are so heightened that the things that happen, kind of like, where someone's upset, or let's say someone in your family is sick and they're having a problem breathing and they're on the other side of town and you're like, and you can feel that they're sick because you're connected to them. But see, the only way that you're going to feel that, and of course they call that like the connection, in the show Sense 8, they call it an echo-biologic synaptic synaptic connection. But what it really is it is your senses being heightened by the quantity of light that's within you. And the light in the limbic system, which they call the emotional response of the brain, is also kind of like the shape of an ear. And it's inside the brain. And this system, emotional system, I feel is uploaded through the pineal, which is in the middle of the head here. And when you're high, when you have energy which is above a 10, then you're sending out that information across the World Wide Web of light quite strongly. And you can receive information through the pineal gland. Now, I also want to go into testing and numbering, but of course, if you haven't done bodies of light yet, you're only going to be able to test as high as you are. So we really have to do bodies of light so that you can start numbering your pineal gland itself, the action of the pineal working, as well as your overall energy. So that's what you have to look forward to right now in just a bit, is we're going to be numbering the pineal gland, overall energy, and then the action of the pineal gland in front of the head on what numbers you are, how high you are, what level your senses are, and what goals that you can have to do when you're doing bodies of light to raise your vibration and to release your dark core so that you can experience these abilities and capabilities that are very similar to Sense 8, which they're talking about in the Wachowskis, are in that show, which is this is probably the best television I've seen in a decade, in over 10 years. What about you?
Yeah, it's very enlightened, and it's also very true. We've both had experiences of psychic abilities,
all the
obviously.
time,
Right.
like on a day. Like, you understand that at our level, once you've released your dark core the way we have, these experiences are multiple times a day. This is not something every season. You know, most people don't have these experiences, but once a lifetime or every so often. We literally have these experiences. I was literally having this experience yesterday, you know, with a friend of mine who was upset, and I could feel it, and it was like a horrible stab in my back while I'm walking, and I had to jump into the ocean with the salt water to like pull the energy off, and it hurt here. I could feel the heart weakness of the heart stress of the other person. And so it's like it was so strong, and I noticed this in Sense 8. They're like, oh, and then the other person was having it happen, and then you're feeling it, and yet what we're doing is we're always, and you experience your family all the time, and friends and clients, and you're having to do we're always
right.
doing candles to kind of balance out the energy, lighting a candle to around where we're sleeping, because literally we are that sensitive to the energy it's for real. You understand, we've released our dark core, and as you walk the path into the light, your senses are going to continually get better and better and better and better. And you're going to, and we're here to help each other, but we're here to help you realize all this. Yes, right. What you're saying?
I was telling Dr. Lee earlier that for the past 2 nights I've been waking up in the middle of the night with a horrible toothache. It feels like a toothache, or maybe going into the sinus, I'm not sure. And so I just tried to kind of work around it until it happened again last night, and it dawned on me that it's not me, it's not mine, and I confirmed today that it's actually a relative of mine in another country who needs to have a tooth extracted.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the discomfort from that.
Right.
I think because of the love, I call it the love channel,
right.
where we're all connected in the light.
Right, and the thing is that you're going to feel the senses, you're going to have the telepathic response with people that you're connected to. So these are usually people that you feel a strong bond with, and you notice, like in Sense 8, like they didn't know each other. But historically, we notice these connections, people who have stronger bonds, brothers and sisters, your fathers, your parents, your relatives, your close friends, people that are roommates. So you tend to create this limbic response, this emotional connection, where you feel what's going on with them. And I think that's also because we're meant to help each other. You're meant, you know, what you're learning right now on your path into the light is you're meant to walk this path. You're meant to learn it yourself. And then you're meant to help those people that you're going to feel what's going on with them. And that's also part of this path into the light, is that the areas and the people that you're feeling, that you're sensing, that you're connected to, are many times the people that you're meant to help or meant to encourage, or that's the positive side of the coin, but then the light side. But the dark side of the coin would be, or they're people that you're meant to disconnect from because their energy is toxic for you. And so, you know, because like an old, like let's say a boyfriend or a girlfriend or someone that's like, I noticed on Sense 8, you know, the lady was getting beaten by her boyfriend, and then her friends were very, who really cared about her. In this, I just saw the scene where he came back and he saved her. You know, and so on the positive end is that he was supposed to help her, you know, and so he went back and he helped her, and you could feel the connection, but and he really wasn't connected there. But I'm saying in a real circumstance. But another thing would be, let's say that you were in a situation wherein let's say you tried to help a friend and you're always helping them and you tried to help them for the last 10 years, but they're always a drain. See, the way that you know that you're working with people in the right way is that, number one, you can do the test. What is it for me to help this person? If it tests above a 10, you're meant to help them. But then there's some people that you're being drained by, that you want to help, you want to help, you want to help. And then what happens is that you're not meant to be the person to help them. Because when you test, should I help them? It's a sticky. It's a 0. And so literally they're just not ready.
And
so,
I can't impress enough how critical that aspect of the testing is. The ability to discern who you are supposed to help and who you're not supposed to help. Because I'm sure all of us have helped people that appeared to need our help, and the whole thing just backfired in our face. And imagine if you had had the discernment to be able to test, what number is it for me to help this person? If it's a negative number, you know not to go there before you even step into the situation. It's a beautiful tool.
So that's really, we're getting us ready to start doing Bodies of Light.
Yes.
Right? And, it's so funny. I noticed the lighting. We didn't have the lighting up or anything. Is it still nice, or is it looking good? Okay, so let's get ready and do Bodies of Light. Let's do the God edition. And so here we are. So just repeat after me. I am the temple of God.
I am the temple of God.
The light of God dwells within me.
The light of God dwells within me.
Each of my 8 bodies.
Each of my 8 bodies.
Contains zillions of intelligences.
Contains zillions of intelligences.
Here and now.
Here and now.
Directly connected to the light of God.
Directly connected to the light of God.
I direct every aspect.
I direct every aspect.
Of my 8 bodies.
Of my 8 bodies.
To turn upwards.
To turn upwards.
To the eternal light of God.
To the eternal light of God.
All of my 8 chakras.
All of my 8 chakras.
And bodies of being.
And bodies of being.
Are now fully open.
Are now fully open.
To the light of God.
To the light of God.
I am at one with God.
I am at one with God.
My spirit is awake.
My spirit is awake.
And fully open to God.
And fully open to God.
My spirit receives.
My spirit receives.
All divine communication from God.
All divine communication from God.
God's pure light.
God's pure light.
Shines upon every aspect.
Shines upon every aspect.
Of my etheric body.
Of my etheric body.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
For your bells of levitating power.
For your bells of levitating power.
Raising me upwards.
Raising me upwards.
Toward the heavens.
Towards the heavens.
And the infinitely powerful.
And the infinitely powerful.
Blue shield.
Blue shield.
Of electromagnetic insulation.
Of electromagnetic insulation.
Which allows only the light of God within.
Which allows only the light of God within.
My etheric body.
My etheric body.
Expresses perfect and appropriate.
Expresses perfect and appropriate.
Feelings and emotions.
Feelings and emotions.
God's pure light.
God's pure light.
Shines upon every aspect.
Shines upon every aspect.
Of my astral body.
Of my astral body.
Be awake and alert.
Be awake and alert.
My astral body.
My astral body.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
For easy and relaxed.
For easy and relaxed.
Astral travel.
Astral travel.
Perfect control.
Perfect control.
And spiritual peace.
And spiritual peace.
God's pure light.
God's pure light.
Shines upon every aspect.
Shines upon every aspect.
Of my mental body.
Of my mental body.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
For accurate memory.
Accurate memory.
Appropriate intelligence.
Appropriate intelligence.
Proper revelation.
Proper revelation.
And divine timing.
And divine timing.
Of righteous decisions.
Of righteous decisions.
God's pure light.
God's pure light.
Shines upon every aspect.
Shines upon every aspect.
Of my mental body.
Of my mental body.
Did I do that one?
Yeah, physical.
Okay, sorry. God's pure light. Shines upon every aspect.
Shines upon every aspect.
Of my physical body.
Of my physical body.
This light shines.
This light shines.
From above down.
From above down.
And inside out.
And inside out.
Through every cell.
Through every cell.
Traveling from my brain.
Traveling from my brain.
Through my forehead and throat.
Through my forehead and throat.
Permeating all cells of my heart.
Permeating all cells of my heart.
Following every part.
Following every part.
Of my digestive system.
My digestive system.
Including my stomach.
Including my stomach.
Liver and intestines.
And intestines.
Flowing from my cranium.
Flowing from my cranium.
Through my spine.
Through my spine.
To the sacral base.
To the sacral base.
creating divine stability
creating divine stability
through my arms and hands,
my arms and hands,
legs and feet.
legs and feet.
I direct the light
I direct light
to charge
to charge
my entire nervous system
my entire nervous system
and shine
and shine
through every blood cell,
through every blood cell,
creating perfect
creating perfect
homeostasis.
homeostasis.
All cells
All cells
composing my physical body
composing my physical body
through God inside
through God inside
are in a perfect
are in a perfect
and divine balance.
and divine balance.
I thank you,
I
God,
thank you, God,
for keeping me at all times
keeping me at all times
in perfect health.
in perfect health.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every part
shines upon every part
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the outermost band
shines upon the uttermost band
of all atoms within me,
of all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the band
vitalizing and energizing the band
to perfect spin and balance.
to perfect spin and balance.
Thank you, God,
Thank you, God,
for your divine energy.
for divine energy.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the middle rings
shines upon the middle rings
of all atoms within me,
of all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the rings
vitalizing and energizing the rings
to perfect spin and balance.
to perfect spin and balance.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all inherited factors,
all inherited factors
and also for the many
and also for the many
genetic blessings
genetic blessings
of my
of
ancestors.
my ancestors.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all past
all past
life
life
karmic
karmic
patterns.
patterns.
See, those karmic patterns is the dark energy that's holding back your senses. And every time you're flowing the light through it, you're washing that away. That is the path into the light. God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the innermost band
shines upon the innermost band
of all atoms within me,
of all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the band
vitalizing and energizing the band
to perfect spin and
to
balance.
perfect spin and balance.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all traumatic
all traumatic
occlusions
occlusions
over my entire existence.
over my entire existence.
Those are occlusions. Those are traumatic things that were traumatic, that hurt you, that you don't remember, that are holding you back as an infinite being of light. See? The light is flowing, is healing that with bodies of light. God's pure intelligence
God's pure intelligence
exists
exists
within every core
within every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
It is that intelligence,
It is that intelligence
which is the nothingness,
which is the nothingness
that creates the somethingness
that creates the somethingness
of my existence.
of my existence.
Thank you
Thank you
for creating the somethingness
for creating the somethingness
from the nothingness.
from the nothingness.
May the light of God
May the light of God
enter and stimulate
enter and stimulate
every outer band,
every outer band,
middle rings,
middle rings,
inner band,
inner band,
and core within me.
and core within me.
May the light of God
May the light of God
enter every core
enter every core
of every atom within,
of every atom within,
igniting them in succession,
igniting them in succession,
transforming each atom
transforming each atom
into an atomic sun,
into an atomic sun,
together forming
together forming
the universal light of God
the universal light of God
within me.
within me.
Thank you for shining
Thank you for shining
God's pure light
God's pure light
into all 8 of my bodies,
into all 8 of my bodies,
igniting them in succession
igniting them in succession,
and connecting me fully and wholly
and connecting me fully and wholly
to the divine light of creation
to the divine light of creation
of this
of this
and every other universe.
and every other universe.
Breathe. I direct the light of God
I direct the light of God.
1 zillion times 1 zillion.
1 zillion times 1 zillion.
Into every core.
Into every core.
Of every atom.
Of every atom.
Within me.
Within me.
Breathe. The breath is the pump. See, we're flowing the energy through the open doorways that you opened up with bodies of light, and we're flowing it through everything you be, do, and have. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God.
1 septillion.
1 septillion.
Times 1 septillion.
Times 1 septillion.
Times 1 septillion.
Times 1 septillion.
Into every core.
Into every core.
Of every atom.
Of every atom.
Within me.
Within me.
Breathe. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God.
1 Google.
1 Google.
Times 1 Google.
Times 1 Google.
Into every core.
Into every core.
Of every atom.
Of every atom.
Within me.
Within me.
Breathe. 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 I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God.
1 Googleplex.
1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Into every core.
Into every core.
Of every atom.
Of every atom.
Within me.
Within me.
Breathe. Igniting each atom in succession.
Igniting each atom in succession.
Transforming each atom.
Transforming each atom.
Into an atomic sun.
Into an atomic sun.
Together forming.
Together forming.
The universal light of God.
The universal light of God.
Within me.
Within me.
Breathe. Now, you know the regular bodies of light that you're going to put into heart, stomach, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. And then we're always going to do my best life, and then we're going to do something special. So we're going to do my best life. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God.
1 Googleplex.
1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Into my best life.
Into my best life.
Breathe.
I could do that one all day long. Into
Yes.
my best life.
Right.
Into my best life. Into my best life. Into my best life.
Yeah. And then the best life is very, very always important. Do a lot of my best life. And now we're going to do into our senses. And we're going to be talking about that. And we're going into our senses, into a lot of our senses. So we're actually going to be going outside. Stay tuned. You're going to see us. We're going to be walking around. You're going to see more of Lightworkers International and Bodies of Light here in South Florida. So we're doing it into our senses. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God.
1 Googleplex.
1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1
Times 1
Googleplex.
Googleplex. Times 1 Googleplex.
Times 1 Googleplex.
Into my senses.
Into my senses.
So let's go connect with some things here. Okay, we're coming. We're going to take this road show on the road, and we're coming right now. Let's get going. Just keep following us. You just take the whole tripod and everything. Yeah, you just unplug the plug for this part. There we go. So come on with us. We're taking our road show on the road, and here we go. Come on, let's go. Open up the door. We got to get. Someone's got to do that. Here we go. Here we go. So come on. You're going to be with us right now. Here we go. This is great. Now, I want us to come over here first. And I want to talk about a really cool guy named Buddha, who, and we have this right here as an example, on this hill, and they meditated. They meditated, they sat down, and as you can see over here, they were just there. And what happened? Where did the 1,000-petal lotus ignite? What do you think? You gonna come sit right here? You can come stand. Hopefully you won't get too dirty here. What was the enlightenment that Buddha experienced? I mean, what happened to the 1,000-petal lotus?
Oh, it was the connection to the divine.
Yes,
to
it was the
all
connection
his
to
skills,
everything.
Yes, yeah.
And so why did they go under a tree? And we're going to go to a tree back there too. Why do you think they went under a tree? Because the tree was?
Grounded.
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 You see, this is ground. You know, for those of you in a big city, this is called earth. And this green stuff on the grass is called grass, or in the ground is called grass. Not to be confused with the other grass. So, and people used to sit on the earth, and they noticed something happened when they sat on the earth. What did they notice?
Well, a number of things. If you're very attuned, you'll actually notice yourself being cleaned by the energy that comes up from the earth. And at the very least, you will notice a peaceful existence coming over you as you become grounded to Mother Earth, which is why we call her Mother Earth.
Right. And so it's like there's an electrical connection with the earth. And as it's kind of like plugging into the wall outlet. So as you plug into the earth and you ground, then you become like a lightning rod for the energy to flow from above down through you. And so many people just aren't grounded. Of course, bodies of light forces it. But what people used to do is they'd sit for 6 or 8 hours a day for decades.
It's true.
But you know, just grounding yourself, sitting there, you know, not with the plastic shoes, but like we're sitting on the earth. You know, this is the stuff that they did. And I want us to go back up by this tree. If I can get up. Here we go. Come on, guys, let's go take it. You may see our new little puppy running around here. If you see, he may like follow us. But come on, guys, let's. And we have, you can hear the planes. This is all part of the fun here. We're all connected. So what we are, they would sit, they would meditate under a tree. We have a nice banyan over here. And we're going to come to it and talk about the connection. A little bit more about the grounding. Okay. So here we are. We can stand actually. I mean, we're standing here. So come on over. You coming over?
I'm coming.
And we'll probably have it where we can have you come over to Russell and talk with us. If you can get us in the frame good.
Oh, it's so delightful.
So what?
Can you see the tree? Have you got the...
Yeah, I mean, it's here. Come on over. So what is it? What is it that we're here? So we're here. We're under the banyan. Historically, for thousands of years, people have plugged in. They've plugged into higher consciousness under these things, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, we talked a little bit earlier. We kind of started out the video talking about some of the reasons why people don't develop their guidance or their skills. And you know, I wanted to interject at the time is that partly it's because it's just not taught. You know, people there's so much judgment and fear around it in today's society. Number one, that people create a fear about it or a judgment about it, or about it being wrong.
Or they think that these abilities, like in the Sense 8, they think that it's a psychological. They're wondering if they're going crazy.
Exactly.
You know, they're like I'm hearing voices. You know, and I love how in the Sense 8 they said, you know, people who used to hear voices were considered prophets.
Exactly.
You had Jesus, you had Muhammad, you had Abraham. Used to be a good thing. Of course, in this modern day and age, they consider it a problem.
Until now.
Until now.
It is definitely getting better.
But as we become more modern, as we evolve, we're going to realize that these voices and these connections and that what we're hearing and connecting with is everything around us. And so as you do bodies of light, this is your senses, and we have like a little guy here. Speaking of senses, so he ran over, but the
a Buddha dog.
Yeah, a little temple dog here. So so what is it? What are we feeling, and when do your senses start happening? Like a lot of people, they have near-death experiences. They have things that open up their senses. What do you think? What's your experience with bodies of light, or what you've experienced before? When do the senses happen?
Well,
when do you have the big bump?
I was going to go back
senses?
just a minute and recognize that actually a lot of people are picking up information. There's a lot of empathic people out there that are picking up on some of the negative or just stressful emotions from other people, and they don't realize that they're not there. So they're actually getting the information, but
they're not theirs.
They haven't been educated that that's what's going on. So it's a natural phenomenon that we all have that ability, but they're just picking up on somebody else's stuff, and they don't know it's other people. And these are people that are freaked out. They don't like to go outside. And so that's one of them. But when we do open up to those things, when we do remember our things, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing the information that
I'll
you
let
can
him
get.
keep going. There you go. Go have fun. So so basically the senses are of everything around us. And if your energy, and of course those who know how to test, we're going to start with the little one. Okay. And I'm going to come do this. I'm sure it'll see yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, yes is smooth. Yes, no, no, no is sticky. Remember? Yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, 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 no, no, no. Yes, 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 no, no, no. No. Right. So you put your hand around your head here. So we want to get, and then I'm having to hold it. You guys do it where you have your hand and you're testing.
Got it.
Okay, and then we count. We go negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, billion, trillion, septillion, Googleplex, and unless you've released your dark core, you won't be Googling and Googleplexing. But the thing is where did it get sticky? And you can rewind that and check. But now that's your overall energy is what we're testing. Your overall charge, and then you may need to do bodies like 3, 4, 5 times to get it really high. But then we have our basic area, which is on the pineal, which is our basic connection. It's like our antenna to all these extra periphery senses in the electromagnetic sphere of influence, and all emotions, all of these things are electromagnetic. They're people can sense them. When I was a little kid, I used to be in the room and someone would be upset over there, and I was wondering why I didn't feel good, and I'm like, they're upset. Yeah, exactly. Right, as you were saying, right. And so,
or I'm sure that many of you have walked into a room and you feel sad. There's like a sadness in the room. Or you've walked into a room and everything is wonderful and happy. You're picking up other people's emotions.
Yeah, and animals many times, like this guy, this little guy. Animals. Have you ever had little animals and they pick your emotions, and like your pet, you don't feel good and it like cuddles with you and it loves you, right? So these little guys, woo, oh, he's happy there. These little guys feel emotion, right? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Now, so we're going to come, wow, and look, see, can you even feel the vibe? Listen to I don't know if you guys can on the phone hear the train. I know I definitely can. So that's a vibration. That's an example of, feel the vibration of the tracks and the metal, and you could hear the horn of the train. See, it's almost palpable. I can almost you can almost feel it. Like if you sit here, just feel the train. That's like an emotion. That's like feeling someone's emotions. Absolutely. That rumbling. It's more perceptible for us. We hear it right now, right? So it's like kind of neat that the train happened.
Yes.
But it's very much very similar with someone's emotions.
Right. Which you can feel across the globe. You
Yes.
can tell if someone is upset in another part of the world.
Right. That's the whole thing. Just like that rumbling of that train,
Right.
when you're plugged into that similar resonant frequency of a relative or a friend or a loved one, it's like that rumbling train, except it's connecting through your limbic system, through your pineal gland. And look, they're having fun. And so that's happening. Now, the next part that we would test would be what? The pineal, which is right here, right? In the center of the head, this is where they put the red dot in India, right?
Right.
So this is where you're checking your pineal gland, okay? So put your hand here, and we're going to test it, right? And so put your hand, and we'll count. Negative Google, you see where they're putting it. Negative Google. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 is normally what you're wanting physically to get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a 10, but if it got sticky earlier, if it got sticky at a 1, you're pretty low, right? So, and this is also considered the bodies of light point, because bodies of light ignites your energy, and it's also an energy point, a bodies of light point, a pineal point, and it ignites your energy. And so if this was like, let's say, a 1 or a 2, what would you recommend?
Lots of bodies of light.
Right. Do lots of bodies of light, because you're wanting to bring this up to a 10,
Yes.
which means what we're physically is getting your antenna
Right.
ready to work better physically. This is a physical antenna.
And why wouldn't you want to be your best all the time?
Right. And so, and then we can come out from the pineal. So if you come out like about 2-3 inches out from the pineal, you can test your the strength of your pineal gland antenna, like the frequency, the strength of your antenna to be able to do telepathy, astral travel, out of body, all these senses that were part of Sense 8. So we'll put it here and we'll get a number, okay? 0, negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, billion, trillion. I'm million, billion. What are you at? Get a little further out too. Where's your 0, 1, 9, 10, 10, 20, 30, 100, 1, 1,000, 1, 10? She's about 10,000 here. Would you get? 1, 10,000. So her antenna is about 10,000. Mine's right around a million. You got what yours is at?
100,000, maybe a little bit more.
10 to 900, 1,000, 10 to 900, about 100,000. So his antenna is at 100,000. So that's what you're literally doing, is you're testing 2 to 3 inches out from the front of your head, out from the front of the pineal, and we're just seeing how strong it is.
And it's in this moment.
Yeah, at
So
this
it's
very
not
second. It goes up and
forever.
down. Right,
Right.
it goes up and down. So, but now, no, when it's above a 10,
Yeah.
so if you're coming out in front of your head and it's above a 10, then that means that you're plugging into the energy around us. You're able to do astral travel. You're able to be telepathic, hear, emotional. You're more empathic, where you feel the emotions of what's going on. The higher this number. Okay, and I'm going to give you the numbering system. You can get a pen and write it down. So if it's a 10, then it's neutral, which means that you're just maybe you could feel what her emotion is, or someone in the room, you would have a 10, right? But now, once you get above a 10, so let's say above your head, in front of your head here, you're getting it up to 100. So 100 would be maybe a 3-mile radius that you're starting to plug into, or people around the community, the area you start feeling. So I would say 100 would be local. So it would be more of a local, empathic, telepathic ability at 100. So around 1,000, then you're going more. You're actually going. I think is it planetary? 1,000, 10,000, probably 10,000.
10,000.
So 10,000 is more planetary. 1,000 is more regional, which would be maybe your country. You can feel things across a larger, maybe a 1,000-mile radius, or a 2,000 kilometer, or 3,000, something like there, but a larger area. Now, once you're around, so that's, you have 100, you have 1,000, you have a 10,000, starts going more global. In front of the head. And I would say 100,000 is, you know, is where you're actually starting to plug into more, I think, futures, which is, because if you look at someone like around the 10, 100,000, you're seeing a lot of futures. You're seeing possible futures. The reason a lot of people don't see possible futures is because their energy is just that low.
It would be interesting to test myself when I'm doing a session with a client.
Oh, well, I see it all the time. You shoot up like a million and up, you know, it's way up there. You're like, she's like a little rocket ship, you know. See, and a lot of psychics, what they do is they actually, as they're doing their process, they're plugging in, and you see the pineal light up, and you can just look in front of their head and test it while they're doing their process. It's they have a process that they've achieved. But I will tell you, if you look at someone and you're looking in front of their head and it's a 0, I maybe wouldn't trust that information, right? I mean, you know, because just so you know, everyone there is saying they're enlightening you, they're putting you on the path into the light, they're going to guide you. But if you look around their head and they're a 0, they're on a different path. It's not on a 0. If they're immediately negative Google 0, that's sticky. That would be 100% dark, which just means it's not any light there. So some people think they're enlightened, but there's really no light. See, in order to be enlightened, you have to turn the light switch on. Right?
Yes.
The light switch has to be turned on.
Right. And the beautiful thing about this system is that it's scientifically reproducible.
Yeah, we can all test it on each other.
We can all get the same answer just as you can.
Right.
And so you now have a tool of discernment. Should I listen to this person's advice, and at what level are they connected?
Yeah.
So obviously, someone who's giving you advice from a level of 1 million is going to be perhaps more plugged in, definitely more plugged in.
Well, way more, like than a 0 or a 10.
Right.
You know, you understand the ego can be the best salesperson. The ego is, because the ego is the fight or flight mechanism of the body.
Right.
And you notice that typically in the West, especially in the West, there's a lot of ego advertising. We're the best. We're going to give you the best of the best, and you're the best, and come last. And it's all like,
experience the most calm.
You know, you can do the best. You know, you may think you have 8 chakras. We'll teach you the 22 chakra system. Oh, you don't have the 22? We got 25. The 100 chakra. Oh, you don't got the 100 chakra? I got you the 1,000 chakra system. And then you test the person who's selling it to you, and you're like, why would I go spend $1,500 on that course when he's a 0? You understand? You got to understand, you look around their head, if you test them and they're a 0, that is a path into the darkness, and no one there is telling you the truth, saying, oh, we're here to teach you the path into the darkness, pain and suffering, you know? And there's a lot of preachers that are 0s.
Oh, yeah.
And even worse, negative. Once you go negative Google 0, look around their head, go negative Google 0, and then say, hey, how low is it? 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, and it starts going south. That person is actively gonna destroy you, and that's another viewpoint. I mean, it's like not only is it not beneficial, but active destruction. And a lot of, you know, those are people who will get you in trouble, try to get you to take drugs you shouldn't be taking, or do things you shouldn't do, right? And
or
so
the one I love the best, and this is kind of a clue, is when you discover a system that you want to learn and explore in, and they say to you, okay, but you can't do anything else
which is
while
dark.
You're doing this.
Which is dark.
That's a definite clue.
Yeah. Any spiritual tradition that says you can only do this and you can't do anything else, and everything else is evil, and this is the only good thing, they're 100% dark. Yeah. So because you got to understand, the light connects us.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
And the dark energy separates us. So the dark energy tries to separate us, tries to say you can't do this, you can only do that, or you can't do. See, that's what we say with bodies of light, is that you can do bodies of light in any other light working technique. It's you know, things that are of the light work together, because the light, like gravity, brings us together. right? Would you agree? Or?
No, absolutely. And it's kind of unfortunate. There's so many programs out there that you get involved with, and they want to teach you something, but then it's like it's either you're with us and you're completely with us, or you're against us.
Yeah, which is another. That's separation.
And it's like, there's a lot of good information. There's a lot of people that are actually doing what they think is really good, but most of the information gets what I call filtered or channeled through their ego. So the message is kind of on the right track, but they're integrating their own ego about what they think the person should do. And when I work with some of my clients, I mean, that's one of the things that I have to help them discern about is that they may have been getting the right information about what to do, but they were being told in a way that was actually not totally in their best interest, because the message was being distorted a little bit because of where it was coming through the ego of the other person.
Well, the whole viewpoint is oneness, because so if we're all one, there is no separation. So why would you're with us or against us?
No, absolutely.
I mean, no, sometimes you can't be connected to someone, but you just love them from afar. You're never against us.
Right.
You see, you're with us. It's like no matter what, it's like love everything, love everybody. I mean, it's the light connects us. The sun, that little sun ray doesn't discriminate against this beautiful tree or the little flower, that little dog, or me or you.
It's gonna shine on anyway.
That little sun ray goes everywhere, and but the thing is, it's just letting it in. That's that lotus, that opening up, like the lotus, like the 1,000-petal lotus is what we're doing here, is opening up. And as you do bodies of light, you're opening up to all the frequencies, all the fun, all the joy, all the bliss, all the information, all the emotions, and even loving the stuff that may be a little painful that you feel from other people. It may not be you, but it may be your daughter or your mother or father that's sick or has a heart condition or a cold, and maybe your father has a heart condition and you feel that tightness in your chest, and maybe you're meant to do bodies of light and send light to his heart.
Right.
And then you send energy to your father's heart, and then all of a sudden your heart feels better. Do you see?
That's so exciting, and that's really why I believe that we're here, is to heal each other, but also to do it with discernment, as we talked about earlier, so that we know who it is that we are supposed to send the healing to. Because even in our family,
there you go.
Even in our family, there are some members that you are not here to help. They're on their own path.
Or not, at least not at this moment. You can help them,
right.
But maybe now is not the right time. So.
Right. It's always a timing thing in that. No, but the thing is, and here's what's cool, is that like you may have a family member that's not ready for bodies of light, or you talk to them and they're not interested yet, but you can still send them light. You could send, into My Dad's Best Life,
right,
and send the light and let the light guide them. Like you don't have to, wheel them down and make them do it or whatever. So you understand that your light evolves all things to higher and better form. And so, you may be having heart pain from like I said, your father who has heart problems, and then you send, and even let's say that you're trying to get him to take supplements and Heart Miracle and do things to heal himself,
healthy, right,
and do healing red wines from France and Italy, and you're trying to get him to do it, but he won't do none of it. But you know what you can do? You can send the light to his heart.
Yes.
And then you'll know it's working when your heart feels better.
Right.
You see, and then you're like, wow, my heart just felt better because I just sent a blast of light
right,
at the end of Bodies of Light to my father's heart.
Right.
And so, and it's amazing, right?
Yeah, and I just want to add, you've heard of prayer circles and healing circles where they get together and send energy off to one person or a group of people. Imagine how much more powerful that circle is going to be after they've done Bodies of Light a few times and raised their own vibration. So if you're healing someone and your energy level is 0, that's not going to be as powerful as after one time of saying Bodies of Light when you shoot up to 1,000 or a million
or a billion.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a light bulb. It's kind of like trying to read a book with a dim light, or then you turn in a 1,000,000-watt light bulb. And so that's...
Or to bring us up to date, the Kindle settings.
Yeah, the Kindle settings. or the iPhone settings on, or they comes like really dim, you're like, I need to turn that light up. But the whole thing is that the light happens when you allow it to flow through. And with Bodies of Light, you have to say it and let it flow through you, because as you shine brighter, you evolve everything around you to higher and better form.
And yourself.
Right. And so, and you notice, of course, your organs healing in real time. But let's really recap. You have your own energy. you have your pineal physical, which is like the body itself, the physical nature. You could have toxins that are hurting your pineal. And so as you, now notice bodies of light all by itself will unblock the physical nature of your pineal gland. So you'll be able to test this number going up to a 10. And then you come further out and you're testing like the antenna of the pineal being able to go how powerful it is in front of your head about 3 inches. So you see those 3 areas that we test? Yes?
I just want you to say that again. The second one.
Which
about
one?
Testing the power of the pineal itself that can actually be raised and cleared and created as more powerful.
Yeah, the physically. Yeah, like physically doing bodies of light, just like it heals your organs, it clears out your pineal gland, and you're going to notice it. It can help decalcify it. It can, with lots of water and minerals, and like really open up this whole area of your head. And then, so this is a numbering system. We get 1 to 10, which is the physical part of the pineal. Then we come further out and we actually get how strong your antenna is, about 2 to 3 inches in front of the head. So we have your overall energy to the side of your head, touching the front of your forehead for the pineal physical activation and energy point for bodies of light, and then 2 to 3 inches out for the pineal energy of how strong that antenna, which you could call the antenna, which is you plugging into astral travel, remote viewing, all these senses we're talking about on Sense 8, that you have to go to Netflix and watch this. I'm telling you, the Wachowskis were brilliant. And when the Wachowskis see this, you need to get in touch with us, because we will volunteer to put the Wachowskis and their family through for free to let you guys see what it's like to release a Subscara and to.
You're doing great work.
You're doing great. You're plugging in. You know, the more you plug in, the Wachowskis plug in, the more you're bringing this amazing television and amazing mind-blowing, consciousness lifting, amazing stuff to TV, which is, we're just flipping out that this is even here, that this showed up.
The more this stuff is you know, not out there, but also glorified, is that, you know, that it breaks down the dogma about this stuff being wrong or it's dangerous, or people that have this ability, there's something wrong with them, that we all have, we can all develop it. And it's like these kinds of movies and these kinds of presentations of these abilities is just huge for people, because it does evolve us as individuals, but also evolves us as a planet, you know, in a species. It's just huge.
Yeah, so these abilities are real. You can test, and we want to get you into doing bodies of light enough to raise your pineal antenna in front of your head to where it's working. And in ending, do we have any recommendations for any other exercises that you'd recommend them doing?
I like I Love Me.
Yeah, oh yeah. I Love Me is very, very, very powerful. Of course, you know, it's so very, very, very powerful. And I know with Girl Power, she's having some amazing love exercises that are going to be coming out for mankind and for all the girls on their path into the light. And
it's an awesome book.
Stay tuned for Girl Power. That's coming. But but with bodies of light, you just have to do it. And we want to encourage you to do the testing on the points and to experience everything and love it all. You know, like I said, love it even when you feel like people who are suffering around you. These are your abilities. And watch Sense 8 on Netflix, because this is going to be like a nice training manual to see kind of what it is that you're plugging into as you do bodies of light, all the senses that you're noticing, right? Because get ready, because it's going to be a rocket ride. And as you release your dark core, tell them how wild it is once you release your dark core and you've done the Subscara clearing and in comparison to your senses.
Yeah, I would have to say that it's unbelievable. And when I first, well, to go back just a little bit, speaking of following your guidance and knowing the future, I knew well in advance of when I met Dr. Lee that I was going to meet somebody. It was about a month before I was supposed to go to this event, and I knew that I was not just going to go, but I was going to meet somebody that was going to have a huge, profound effect on my life. And actually, I met 2 people. They're standing right here. But when the event came around, I just knew. I didn't have all the tools I have now, but I just knew that this was, you know, doing this work was going to change my life. And then the year that I took to do it was just unbelievable. And all the things that we're talking about right now, all the abilities to be able to tap into what other people are feeling or what they're sensing, or, you know, actually, feeling what the trees are feeling, and the grass and the ground and everything.
Yeah.
You can tap into all that when you want to.
Right. And what they're saying, like, you love talking with the trees all the time, right?
Yes, I do.
She's a tree talker.
Well, they talk to me too, and clouds, and puppy cats.
Yeah,
yes, sure. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like taking the red pill in the Matrix. Once you start plugging into this light, and it literally ignites your brain, it lights up your pineal gland, and your senses are going to go wild. I mean,
well, and actually not long ago I was in Maui for a week-long kind of experience, and I remember just being on one of the beaches and just kind of sitting underneath one of the trees, and I could actually feel the enjoyment of the tree, experiencing all the people hanging out under the branches and under the leaves and whatnot, but also the people that were out there surfing or kiteboarding or whatever they were doing. Just the excitement and the feeling of the tree, like just being a part of all that. You could actually feel the tree itself, and you could actually feel the difference between the tree and the space around the tree. I mean, it's just amazing what you can tap into, and the energy that's out there and the information that's out there that you can tap into as well, once you know how to do it and are open to it and do the work, of course.
Right. Yeah.
And the reason that I love the Bodies of Light system is that I received my psychic skills in an afternoon. It was quite enlightening, quite exciting. And since then, I've been teaching clients how to open to their psychic skills, and Bodies of Light is the easiest method I've found. You can do it by yourself. You don't need to pay anyone millions of dollars. You can go to the website, bodiesoflight.net. There's lots of videos. You can follow along and learn everything you need.
Do the 30-day challenge.
Yes.
Right. Get the book. Get the audio book. Also, we're all certified advanced Bodies of Light trainers. You have, let's see, Russell, tag yourself. Let them know about...
Russell Foster Mentoring, and also the creator of the radio show Exploring the Evolution of Human Consciousness. And get in touch with me, and I'll help you out in any way that I can to move you forward in your own personal evolution and how you can help everybody else as well. So
yeah, and
I'm dedicated to raising girl power around the planet, because we were charged with creativity for a reason. Let's step into our power and allow Mother Earth to flourish again.
Yeah, and of course I'm Dr. Lee Vickers, and the thing is that we're all coming together. We're part of the League of Lightworkers International, and the light is bringing us all together at a very divine time on this planet. And here you're learning about your senses. I also want to, in ending, give you, those of you still following with us, I want to give you some senses. And it's like heart sense, which is around this area. You look at your friends or your family, you can look at their heart and then test, like put a laser through their heart, like your intention through their heart.
Like a laser beam.
Like a laser beam, like you're looking through their heart, and then you test while you're looking through their heart, and you can feel what number a person's heart is at. So I'm gonna give you that. So you can feel where a person's heart at. You can look at a laser beam through their stomach, and then test and know how their digestion is doing. You can do a laser beam right here through the liver and feel how they're able to detox. And then you can do another one on this left side, which is pancreas, and see how they're doing with sugar, if they're having a problem with sugar and things of that sort. These are senses that are there for you as a being of light. You're able to look at a person and sense so much more than what is commonly understood. These bioenergetic patterns is the next great leap for mankind, as powerful as fire is for the caveman. And we're here, more powerful.
I believe more powerful.
Yeah, more powerful than fire was for the caveman. And we're just here to encourage you to walk the path into the light and to regain your power as an infinite being of light, and to have fun and be part of what we're doing. Get in touch with us. And we're also working on the Bodies of Light TV show and theatrical release. We would love to have investors on that as well. Get in touch with us, and as well as become part of what we're doing around the world. We want to bring the League of Lightworkers International to a lot of major cities. We have people wanting to bring it to all over the world, major cities around the world. We would love to have you also invite us, and you can fly us out, and we'd love to bring that for your group. So thank you so much. Bodiesoflight.net, and do the 30-day challenge. And hopefully, is there anything else? I think we're just about at 100%.
I just wanted to say that my name is Cynthia Siegel, and we are devoted to inspire you to create your best life. Because while you are having your best life, everyone around you benefits. You actually, the more fun you have in life, the more fun everyone else will have. That's inspiring.
Yes, and thank you for staying this long, and stay tuned. We also want to encourage you to do have the light parties. Use this video, invite all your friends, teach your friends about their senses, about their activating their pineal gland, doing bodies of light together, and have fun. Great.
We love you.
Thank you. Peace.
Bye now.